All right, let's dive into one of the most powerful and honestly breathtaking passages in the entire Bible, the very beginning of Paul's letter to the Colossians. Before Paul even gets to any problems or instructions, he just stops and paints this incredible portrait of Jesus Christ. It's so big, so complete that it's meant to totally recenter our reality on him.
And there's a really important reason he does this. See, the church in Colossae was dealing with this dangerous question, a question that, if we're honest, still whispers to us today. It's this: is Jesus really enough? Or do we need Jesus plus something else to be truly complete?
You see, there was this philosophy creeping into the church. And it was tricky because it wasn't a flat-out denial of Jesus. No, it was way more sneaky than that. It basically said, yeah, Jesus is great. He's a fantastic start. But to be a real spiritual expert, you need to add to him. Jesus plus some mystical experiences, or Jesus plus some secret knowledge, or Jesus plus this long list of rules.
Now, this whole Jesus plus idea was a direct attack on the gospel. But what's fascinating is how Paul responds. He doesn't start by arguing with them point by point. His response is an act of worship. His strategy is to fill their minds, their vision, so completely with the glory and the all-sufficiency of Jesus that there's just no room left for anything else.
And this really lays out the battle lines, doesn't it? The error in Colossae wasn't about rejecting Jesus. It was about reducing him by adding to him. Whether you're adding angels or special rules or rituals, the hidden message is always the same. Jesus, by himself, isn't quite enough. And Paul's answer is just so beautifully simple. Christ, alone, period. Anything you add isn't an upgrade. It's actually an insult to his perfect, finished work.
And this amazing defense of the gospel starts in the most unlikely place you could imagine, his opening greeting. Seriously, Paul packs the entire weight of his theology into just the first couple of verses. He turns a simple hello into this profound statement about who we are in Christ.
First, he calls them saints. In the original Greek, hagios. Now, when we hear saint, we might think of, super spiritual people or statues in a church. But that's not what it means. It just means the holy ones. It's a statement about who you belong to. Your identity isn't based on how good you are, but on the fact that God himself has called you and set you apart for him. Your holiness is a gift you receive, not a trophy you earn.
And where are these saints? Paul says they are in Christ. This might be the most important phrase he ever uses to describe a Christian. Think about it. Your truest location, your deepest address in the universe, isn't a city or a country. It's a person. Before you are anything else, you are found, you are held, you are secure in Christ.
Then he gives them this blessing, grace to you and peace. Now, the normal Greek way to say hello was chairein, but Paul, in this brilliant move, tweaks it to charis, which is the word for grace. Instantly, he floods their minds with the reality of God's undeserved, unearned favor, and he pairs it with peace, which is so much more than just the absence of conflict. It's the Hebrew idea of shalom, total, complete, soul-deep well-being. This isn't just a polite wish, it's a declaration of what God pours out on his people.
So this incredibly rich greeting, it becomes the soil for the rest of his prayer. As Paul starts thanking God for the Colossians, he shows us the engine of the Christian life. And it's this beautiful, connected trio of faith, love, and hope.
But you have to see the order here, because it's everything. Paul says their faith and their love spring from the hope that's stored up for them in heaven. It works like this. It all starts with the anchor, with the absolute certainty of your future, your resurrection, your inheritance, your glory with God. That secure hope for the future is what produces a rock-solid faith in Christ right here in the present. And that faith, fueled by hope, just can't help but overflow into real, genuine love for other people. Our life right now is powered by our certainty about the future.
And this just shows you what the gospel is. Paul uses this living farming language. He says the gospel is bearing fruit and increasing. See, the gospel isn't some dead idea you just agree with. It's a living seed. It's a dynamic power that, when it gets planted in a person's heart, it grows, and it produces this beautiful harvest, not just in their town of Colossae, but all over the world.
Okay, and this leads us to the absolute peak of Paul's opening prayer. In verses 12 through 14, he shifts gears. He stops talking about what the Colossians are doing and just starts worshiping God for what he has already done for them. It's done. Finished. And he lists 3 decisive actions of God that have already changed everything. First thing, the Father has qualified you. The Greek word here is hikanosenti, and it means that God himself has made you sufficient, fit, and totally adequate. You didn't make yourself worthy by trying really hard. No, the Father acted on you and made you fit to receive your full share of the inheritance with all his people in the kingdom of light.
Second, he has delivered you. The Greek verb is raiomai, and this word is just electric with power. It's the same word the Old Testament uses to describe God's epic, powerful rescue of Israel from slavery in Egypt. So Paul is saying God has pulled off a new and even greater exodus. He has single-handedly broken in and rescued you from the domain of darkness, a hostile enemy territory where you were held captive.
And third, after rescuing you, he has transferred you. This is a political word, methistemi. It's what a conquering king does. He relocates an entire population from the land he just conquered and moves them into his own kingdom, giving them all new citizenship. God has literally taken you out from under the authority of darkness and permanently changed your passport. You are now a citizen in the kingdom of his beloved Son. It's a complete change of government, loyalty, and identity.
So you see what he's doing, right? This is the heart of it. To that whole philosophy that says you need something more, Paul's thunderous answer is to remind them and us of everything we already have. The problem isn't what we need to add to Jesus. The challenge is to wake up to the incredible reality of what he has already done for us.
So what do you already have? Well, you have redemption, apolithrosin. This means you've been set free because a ransom was paid. You know, just like a kinsman redeemer in the Old Testament would buy a relative out of slavery, Jesus, our older brother, has paid the price in full to set us free. The transaction is done. You've been bought back.
And you have forgiveness, aphosin. And this is way more than just a feeling. It's a legal fact. It means a debt has been canceled. That record of charges that stood against you, every single failure, every sin, Christ took it and he nailed it to his cross. The debt is paid, the record is cleared, it's gone.
Just let that sink in for a minute. This isn't a to-do list of things you hope to achieve one day. This is a what's been done list. It is your current reality. You have already been qualified. You have already been rescued. You have already been transferred, redeemed, and forgiven. This is your new, unshakable identity. This is what it means to be in Christ.
Let's just let Paul's own powerful words settle over us. He has delivered us from the domain of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of his beloved Son, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins. Everything we could ever possibly need for life and for godliness is found in him.
This isn't just theology, you know. This is your truest identity. It's not just information for your brain. It's a life-changing invitation. The transfer is complete. You are now, today, a citizen of a new and glorious kingdom. And so that leaves us with really just one question that changes everything. How will you now live as a citizen of this new kingdom?